How do you see your own, you have your own fashion label, how do you see this fashion business? Is there some kind of similarity between the fashion and the music?
Absolutely. I mean, in fashion you have trends the same as the music, and then you kind of recycle a lot of older styles or new ideas, implement new ideas, but with the older styles of the music, you sample a lot of material to create new hit records out of old hit records. And in fashion, the same, they'll keep designs that previously were successful. It's with new fabrics and new ideas.
Nice, nice. You're working on your new album, upcoming album, it's called Black Magic, right?
Well, I've written an album called Black Magic, but I'm not sure it'll be my next album.
Really? Why?
Because since I've made it back to America after recording in the UK and different territories while I was on the road, I started writing material that don't quite fit that concept, that album. So
what is the concept? Sorry.
Well, Black Magic had a specific vibe to it, like a different style of music, and I was playing with different song structures, music from different genres like rock music. Some of the way some rock music would allow the energy to decrease and then come back with high energy. I was making material that had that kind of vibe to it, and I did some things that were a little dance inspired because the tempo was higher. And, I just played with a lot of different things creatively, and then since I got back, I've been writing some things that don't quite fit that because so many producers were accumulating material to send me new ideas, and when I got back, I was kind of bombarded with a whole lot of new production. Just been writing different things. Like, to give you an example, Eminem's Recovery album, he had Relapse 1 and Part 2 to it, and I recorded with him for Relapse Part 2, but because I was on tour when he was doing Recovery, we didn't get a chance to work together on that album. But he rewrote the album because the whole Part 2 is still in his computer, but you know, it's not out for the general public to listen to.
Okay. And what about this material that you already have about this album, Magic? I'm sorry.
Black Magic. I mean, it may come out shortly after this album that I'm launching. I still got to sort through. There's some pieces that are really exciting to me, so I want to put them out as soon as possible. But the whole body of work, the whole concept of that actual album, it may not be my next album.
And it may change the name, be a whole different...
Right, because it'll have to be, like for me, I write to an actual concept, so like I'll come up conceptually with what the album is supposed to be for me, and then I'll start to develop what that album is one song at a time. You know, so if like, I'm gonna keep Black Magic as Black Magic to present to the public, but I have so many new ideas that I want to put something else out first.
Nice, nice. I just want to ask you about does the rivalry between East Coast and West Coast in the US still exist? Because what we see nowadays, it's more like a conflict between a more personal conflict, you know, between
right. It's not coast to coast. It's more of artists competing for position. So they'll pick someone who has a higher profile than them and attack them so they can actually raise their awareness. You know, and generally, like, hip-hop has been competitive from the very beginning. It's always been battling as a part of the culture. And now they use the terminology beef because they use the same slang, the same lingo that you can use in the street, in the neighborhoods, the environments that they grew up in, when they're actually addressing other artists. So it feels like beef, like in the street, but until it actually results in something negative in the street, it's just them trying to compete for a new position.
Got it. About your career as an actor, you played a football player with cancer and things fall apart. Can you talk about that? I mean, I want to know, especially, it's very common to see rappers becoming actors, you know, as you as an example, Eminem, Mos Def. How the rapping experience helps this acting part?
Well, I think, I'm not sure if rapping helps you become an actual actor. Certain artists develop a passion for it and to work at it until they're good enough. And you mentioned myself and Eminem, but you didn't mention Will Smith.
Yeah.
The biggest movie star in the world is a rapper, you know, and Queen Latifah and Ice Cube.
Yeah, from the 80s.
Yeah, and LL Cool J. Like, you know, so these guys have developed a passion for it and worked at it until they're good enough to be the best people doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to know who made part of G-Unit nowadays. There was like Moby Dip, who was in the G-Unit, and then Prodigy was arrested. I want to know how is the relationship between you guys nowadays?
Well, me and Prodigy is fine. I don't have as much communication with Habit as I would with Prodigy. So, you know, he'll be home shortly, so they should expect new music from him. But as far as G-Unit, it's myself, Tony Ayo, Lloyd Banks, the original G-Unit. You know, like, what happened was the momentum from the initial projects that we created was so strong that I had developed a roster of artists that it was huge. It was myself, Lloyd Banks, Tony Ayo, Game, Young Buck, Mobb Deep, MOP, Mace, Olivia, a lot of different artists, Hot Rod, you know, and now we're at a point where we're like in a rebuilding phase as far as acquiring new artists, new talent under the actual brand G-Unit to present to the public.
What are the upcoming artists in your opinion?
You said what?
The upcoming artists in hip hop. Do you have some names about them?
Up and coming artists
that you like, you know, bet like this guy is gonna be a good star.
Well, I don't see a whole lot of attention on the new guys. I don't see a whole lot of focus, and I mean, every now and then the systems will pick a guy and really go after it in a strong way. You'll feel it, like when Wayne cut through. Because Wayne had 6 albums before they decided he was smoking hot. You know, so it has to be the system deciding to market it to the public. At that point, there's a lot of talented artists out there that aren't receiving a shot. You know, so I'm looking forward to being able to provide the opportunity Eminem provided for me for other artists.
All right, thank you very much for the interview. Nice to meet you.
All right.